Hey there. Oops, I wanted it to be on this one. Okay, it's week 10, so here is your week 10 update. What are we going to do? So this presentation is going to be about three things. I'm going to talk about week 10 as an overview. I'm going to talk about the drafts for your project that are due this week. So I'm going to give you a better idea of what that looks like and how you're going to get creative. And then I'm going to review where you should be as far as the participation and the points already turned in the quests, so you have a really good idea. Also, if I think you're someplace, you think you're somewhere else, make sure you get a hold of me. In the past, a couple people did. We talked it through. The entire goal of this course is for you to be successful and to get the information. I want to say that going through your discussions on the books has been a complete treasure, and the assignments that I've done so far have been awesome. The barriers one I haven't started yet. I'll start that after this presentation. I wanted to make sure I got this out there so that you could look at things and move forward. So let's talk about week 10 as an overview. I want to go to the page. There we have week 10. So the goal is to make connections. So you're starting to make connections from what we've been learning about universal design for learning, what you've been studying in your book groups, and the experiences you're having in your classrooms. So you're going to finish your chosen book, chapters or books 1 through 3, and you're also going to make sure you're looking at the UDL book chapters 1 through 3, which you've already done, and then of course the 3 books. So you're going to use all that information to come up with a project that's going to be due the end of the next week that we're working. If you need more time, you're going to let me know, and that's going to be okay. You just have to let me know. So the quest this week is to spend 30 minutes on Twitter. So you're just going to set an alarm for 30 minutes, get on Twitter and respond to other people's postings. That's it. Now, then you're going to do the draft idea for your project. So you are going to give me an outline of what your project is going to look like. So let me show you what that is again. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so week 10, what's up? Now you know what's up. Finish those books, think about your project, let me know what's going to happen. Spend some time on Twitter responding to each other's tweets. So the project is something you're going to come up with. You're going to tell me what it's going to look like. But inside of that, you're going to have things you're learning and you're discovering about universal design for learning. So when we look at your project, we're going to be like, oh, that's where you are on UDL in some aspect. You're also going to bring in ideas that were in the books or ideas that the books sparked in you. I've noticed then in your reflections on reading those books that you really they've made you think about yourself in a different way or education in a different way, and that's the good stuff. That's what we want. And then you're going to think about the students that we're talking about here. So special education students, we're talking about students in the margins. And we can be in the margins in a lot of different ways. I think we're kind of discovering as we move forward. So your project is going to be a mix of those types of things. Here's some project ideas. You could create a diorama, a poster. That can be an electronic poster or hands-on poster. You'd obviously take pictures of it so we can all see it. A brochure. You could create a small movie or video, a screencast-o-matic like what I'm doing here. You can write a paper. You can create and put on a play. I've had people create rap songs in the past. I've had people write stories. You can do a lesson plan, a presentation, etc., etc., etc. There is no limit to the types of project that you can do. So that's the idea for the project. Oh, and I meant to put on my Get Creative glasses. So you're going to put on your Get Creative glasses and think about what your project is going to be. And this week, what you're turning into me is your ideas around what you think your project might look like. If you want to talk to me, we can do that in a variety of different ways. We can talk over Zoom, face-to-face, back and forth over text or email, or on the phone. So let me know. Okay, so where should you be now? So at the end of week 9, which just happened because this is week 10, you should have a total of 180 quest points. You should have 80 points for participation, and that was in Chapter 1, Keepers and Queries, Chapter 2, Keepers and Queries, Learning Styles Reflections, Week 6, Google Slide Reflections. Those are all things you already know. You have turned in your Tech Tool website reflection worth 50 points, the IEP observation, the instructional design identification barriers you've just turned in, and I have not looked at them yet. So I'm planning to do that after I finish this tonight. And then your book discussions for weeks 8 and 9. If you posted in those book discussions your part, that's 40 points. And I know you're doing other people's too. So that adds up to, if you add them all up, by the time I finish giving people points for their quests which have been turned in and their instructional design identifying barriers project, you should have a total of 450 points. If you don't have 450 points, see what you're missing. And if you're confused about it, let's talk. So once again, this week, get some ideas going for your project and get creative, and let me know how that's going.